Hi, so for my presentation, I am going to be doing They by Sigrid Sassoon. The bishop tells us, when the boys come back, they will not be the same, for they'll have fought in a just cause. They led the last attack on Antichrist. Their comrade's blood has bought new right to breed an honorable race. They have challenged death and dared him face to face. We're none of us the same, the boys reply, for George lost both his legs, and Bill's stone blind. Poor Jim's shot through the lungs and like to die. In birds gone syphilitic, you'll not find a chap who served that hasn't found some. And the bishop said, the ways of God are strange. The poem as a whole is definitely critical of both the war itself and religion, specifically focusing on authority with the bishop being the one directly talking in this case. The title of the poem, They, refers to how the bishop talks about the men who have gone off to war. Uh, he lumps them all together in a way, and it lessens the impact of just how awful and how many real casualties that there were. When I looked it up, there were approximately 40 million, and this included both soldiers and civilians. The bishop turns the war into a symbol. He turns it into something positive. He talks about them fighting in this just cause, fighting against the Antichrist. The blood of their fellow soldiers will make way for new people. It's more of a pep talk than it is a way to explain why all these horrible amounts of death and sacrifice had to happen. And Sassoon directly calls him out on this. Uh, the first line of the second stanza opens up with, we're none of us the same. Everyone who was involved in the war was coming back broken one way or another, whether it was from physical injury or the mental anguish of the war. Uh, and then at the end of the poem, the bishop replies with the ways of God are strange. You know, God works in mysterious ways. Any answer he could really give in this case wouldn't be good enough, especially because he uses religion to explain it. He uses God. God planned this. This was all part of the plan. Everyone who went into it was a part of that. And that's not really a good answer as to why the battle, lasted for as long as it did, why there were so many casualties that happened from it. The poem definitely shows how much Sassoon himself was against war. It also shows his own point of view, as he was actually a World War One vet himself. He was a first-hand witness to everything that happened. After being injured in battle, he fought against the war while also showing solidarity for fellow soldiers. Um, he once wrote, I believe that this war is being deliberately prolonged by those who have the power to end it. It shows how much he was for the people, both soldiers and, civilians that had to be a part of it. Um, he was against the authorities that, planned the war, but weren't actually directly affected by it. Thank you for listening.